Welcome to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling. You are about to discover impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you, so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Be sure you visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now tune in, get ready, and enjoy the journey of emerging as a leader of exception in the 21st century.
Welcome, everyone, to the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Vicki Noethling, coming to you from Roswell, Georgia. The goal of this podcast is to bring topics and guests that will empower you to become that confident leader and take your business and your life to the next level. Today, I am very pleased to have back again my fellow Atlantan, Chancellor Jackson. And let me tell you about Chancellor. As I said, Chancellor is a Georgia native born in Fulton County and raised in Smyrna, Georgia. He attended Stetson University, where he played football for 9 years at both the high school and collegiate levels. After earning a bachelor's degree in communication and media studies, Chancellor lived abroad in China from 2018 to 2019. His passion for writing emerged following a traumatic experience, being arrested and detained in Beijing for 14 days. This journey led to his debut book, 14 Days in Beijing, which has ranked #1 on Amazon over 15 times across multiple genres. Today, Chancellor is an educator, a football coach, and an entrepreneur dedicated to guiding aspiring authors through the writing and self-publishing process. So please join me in welcoming my guest, Chancellor Jackson. Chancellor, so happy to have you on.
Hey, Vicki, blessings and balance to you. Great to be back. Big shout out to everyone that's tuning in. Hey, man, y'all the real MVPs, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
All right. So we always start out, Chancellor, as you remember, with 2 easy questions. The first question is, tell everybody where you're living now.
Smyrna, Georgia.
Yeah, Smyrna. Smyrna's changed a whole lot. You know, I've been here since 1986, and Smyrna was like this quiet country area. And now it's like such a fun area. So many great things there.
Hey, yeah, shout out to the Braves. Moved down the street. Hey, so big shout out to the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, for sure. So let's just take a moment to share about your story, the journey that really led you to your purpose, your passion of what you do today, and really helping the audience understand why you do it.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So born and raised in Atlanta, played football in high school, got the opportunity to play in college. After I graduated from Stetson, I moved to China teaching English to kids. I was teaching kids as young as 3 years old all the way up to 14, but mainly working with the elementary school age range. And I was supposed to do a year. That's how long my contract was set for, but was only able to make it halfway through before things went left. I was arrested and served 14 days in the Beijing penitentiary, where I was locked up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15 men to one cell, 9 wooden beds, 3 soups a day. All I had was a plastic bowl and a plastic spoon. No knowledge of how long I'm going to be in the situation, what my specific charges are. Nobody knows I'm in this situation. And eventually, one day, they just called me to come on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to tell y'all I did 14 days. Through the course of time, I had no clue how long it was going to be. But once I got back to America, fell into coaching, football, continued to work in education. I started writing my first book, 14 Days in Beijing. That was inspired by one of my good friends, DeMarco Reddins, who's a traditionally published author back in 2014. He was the one that put the bug in my ear. So, hey, bro, you should write a book about your experience. I was like, that's a good idea. I don't even know where to start, but that's a good idea because I knew I wanted to do something with the story.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how I was going to go about sharing it. So he took it even further, took my phone, went to my notes, left me a little outline, and I just started filling it in. And by doing that, I caught a feel for how I wanted to write the rest of the story. So moved it to a Google Doc. Took me about 4 months to write the book, and spent the next 6 months just getting it ready for publishing. Um, I got locked up in China on April 4th, 2019. On April 4th, 2020, the very first version of 14 Days in Beijing dropped, and I was ranked the #1 new bestseller in 3 different genres while I was still on pre-order and following the release and stuff like that. So it was just a snowball effect after that. You know what I'm saying? So here we are years later, still in education, still coaching football. We're 6 books in now, 4 that I've written, 2 that I've helped publish as well. And we started my publishing company, Correlate Publications LLC, the bare essence of entertainment. And now we coach people through the writing and publishing process.
Awesome. So you gave a great intro as to for anyone there, and the theme today is adversity. And as you and I were talking about, adversity comes in all different kinds of ways at all different times and days, and as a aspiring author, you often get stuck. Either in even getting started.
Yeah,
And I
fact.
thought it was really wonderful that that friend of yours gave you an outline. Whenever I coach kids how to get started in public speaking as well as adults, and so for their first speech where they have to talk about themselves, and you would think it's easy because you lived it, right? You were there, you saw what happened, but it's hard to organize it. So I thought it was great that you were given that outline and sort of like fill in the blank. Because, and tell me if this was your case, once you start filling in the blank, your mind starts to work and it's like, oh, wait, I remember this, I remember that. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's pretty much like you said, it's a blueprint almost with the outline. I always coach people depending on where they are in the process. If you just got the concept and the idea in your head, you need that's just it. Okay, boom. Let's just start getting it down. Let's create the outline. By the time we get done with this outline, you are going to have a whole guide on how to write the book now. Now you just go and just start filling, like you said, filling the blanks. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
putting together by that after that. And like you said, it'll just start flowing. It'll just flow out of you. And then once you catch your writers, like your writers wind, like, writers high. Because, runners, they run for a long time. They get runners.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get your writers high, I'm telling you, it's like no other. It's usually going to be, that's the only thing you're going to be thinking about. Just getting the story, you know what I'm saying? Continue to write, getting it done. And before you know it, it becomes fun at that point. Yeah, so it doesn't seem more as much as a assignment, like I'm your professor and I done gave you this assignment, it's due by midnight tonight. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I try to keep people from thinking of it like that. Because people get like,
Yeah, for sure.
it's like, now it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, thinking about that too, you wrote your first book and it was such a impactful story. I mean, 14 days in a jail, you don't know what's going on. There's all that drama and everything. And so now you're a bestseller and you have a second book.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of adversity did you put on yourself? I mean, to think, can I do it again? Can I be another great author? Do I have another book in me?
Facts. Yeah, because after 14 days, I was content. I'm like, I don't see myself writing no more. I don't care. I'm like, I stepped to the plate. I hit a home run my first time. So it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? But DeMarco, the friend that put the bug in my head to write 14 days, he was telling me to write the romance saga when 14 days was like having early success. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I ain't trying to do that. Trying to tap back into all those emotions and relive all of that. I was like, nah, I'm good. But it wasn't until many months passed, just doing market research on just publishing, just trying to learn more. And I saw that romance was the #1 selling genre. So I was like, well, if I don't win #1 in multiple genres, but I ain't, you know what I'm saying, I ain't touched romance, but that's the best, this is the #1 selling genre. Let me look into romance. oh man, there ain't really a lot of male authors. Oh, this is a wide open market right here. You know what I'm saying? I just took it as a challenge. So I'm like, this is the big dog right here, and it's a female dominated genre. Let's do it. I hit my boy up. Hey, send me an outline. Send me the outline. Man, it took me 4 months to do 14 days. The romance, it took me 2.5 weeks to write that thing.
So in your story, you know, we kind of left them hanging, and you do need to get the book, y'all. But we did leave them hanging. So there wasn't a little bit of a romance piece in that story.
Yeah.
So, you know, we didn't tell them how you got out of China. So you want to share that a little bit?
Yeah, so on day 14, they just came by the cell and they just waving at me, like telling me to gesturing for me to come to them. And I'm just like, I'm mid sleep, they done woke me up. So I'm like, but what y'all talking about? What y'all want? And I just see them doing this, and I'm just like what, bro? Like, what y'all want? And my cellmate's like, hey, buddy, telling you to go. Like, grab your stuff, bro. You finna go. I said, oh. Jumped up, grabbed everything, dapped everybody up. They escorted me down to the bottom floor, gave me my clothes put back on, had me sign a bunch of paperwork I couldn't read. Get back in the van, take me straight to my apartment to pack up the rest of my stuff, and then straight to the airport where I was deported from the country. So once I got back to America, of course, I'm just trying to make contact with, you know what I'm saying, immediate friends and family, especially the ones that knew I was out there, because I didn't tell many people that I was kind of, and that's when the romance piece comes back into play, because like I talk about the girlfriend all throughout 14 Days in Beijing, and then now boom, we finally free. Now I can finally make contact with her, and Real Love Never Dies. Pretty much, that's why all 3 books are one long story. You Love, You Line, Never Dies, 14 Days in Beijing. It's a trilogy. It's all telling one. Real Love Never Dies picks up on what everything I was doing before those 14 days in Beijing while I was in China. And then, of course, just all the drama on the back end. Once I got back to America, going through the breakup and all of that. So, but it's one long, juicy story, though. It's very, very
fantastic. So, how did your being involved in sports help you from a mindset perspective to deal with the adversity of being imprisoned? And then when you came back to the US, you had to pick up your life.
Yeah. Football was it's always my first love and first passion. But I didn't have immediate success at it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't start playing football till 8th grade. Most boys in Georgia play football 4, 5 years old. So I was very So I didn't even really play my first year. It was because I was just so undeveloped, just physically, from the mental standpoint of the game, just knowing football. So I didn't really play like that my first year, but I caught up to speed a little bit. Was able to start my freshman year on the freshman team. You know what I'm saying? Worked my way up to JV, sophomore year. Junior year, I'm trying to shoot for varsity. I wasn't able to land a starting spot on varsity. They put me back on JV. And mind you, my little brother, he started on varsity as a sophomore. So it's like you can imagine how that's, you know what I'm saying, affecting my mental.
Yeah, I could see.
But yeah, I got a little bro on varsity, you know what I'm saying, but I'm still on JV and stuff. But I just, you know, it discouraged me a little bit, but I was like, I can't transfer. If I quit, I definitely ain't going to be able to play college football. So it's like, I just got to deal with this and just grind, bro. Just show them. That's it. You got to prove it. So went through all of that. I wasn't able to land a starting spot till the end of my junior year. So now we going into senior year. I'm starting, and then they moved me to a whole another position. So now I got to learn this new position.
Oh, wow.
So, like, I got to start finally, yay. But it's like I'm playing a whole nother position that I got to learn. But still, I had a decent senior year. But it was still it was adversity just to get to that point. Now, senior year football's done. I want to play college ball. I don't got any offers, interest, nothing. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah.
who I am,
Wow.
I got to put myself out there though. We don't play for the best school. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Campbell High School. We ain't got the best football program.
Right.
Coaches ain't marketing us either. So if I don't do it, take it upon myself to put myself out there, it ain't gonna happen. So that was a
Hmm.
bit of adversity, just trying to find a school to play at. Reaching out to schools, me doing it.
Hmm.
I finally land something after being told no multiple times. So you know what I'm saying, just being ignored. Finally land something. Go down to Florida. Okay, boom. I got myself in the dough. Now this is college ball. You know what I'm saying? This is strictly business right here. So everybody
Yeah.
is even playing field. So it's like I still
Keep
gotta
working.
work. Wasn't
Hmm.
able to get landed starting role until my senior year of college. Go through senior year of college. I mean, my senior year season. Finished that, started the whole year, played the whole year, didn't get hurt, none of that. Grateful.
Yeah.
That's say, well, now football has come to an end. This is every student athlete's worst nightmare. When your sport comes to an end, you just got to find that next passion, the next,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, whatever. And that was a process. I knew it was gonna be a process though. I was up for it. I was eager to go on the journey because it's like, bro, I've identified as a student athlete and football player for so long. Like, who am I outside of this? Um, so from that point on, it's just trying to figure out what's my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Who am I? What it
Yeah.
is to do. So it's like, so football's just been preparation for everything that I've gone through, and it's just fine tuning me more and more.
I would imagine that since you were late starting in your early football career and then always having to really work hard, find new ways to motivate yourself to be compete against people that have been doing it longer than you. I would think that that also helped you in your academics, though, to say, okay, well, maybe football's not going to be the career after college. So, how much time and effort did you put in that communications degree and thinking that, that's maybe the springboard for your success?
Honestly, when I got to college, I was actually before this was like I just this is summer, no, this was spring break of my senior year of high school. I took a trip down to Stetson. It was like, oh, you can come visit the school, shadow one of our current students.
Hmm.
He'll give you scholarship money for doing that. I'm like, oh, for sure. I get to see the school. I hit up the coaches
Hmm.
times. I'm like, I'm killing all these birds with one stone. But when I got down there for the visit, the lady asked me, she said, what do you want to major in? I said, what are you talking about? Like,
Football.
what do you, she's like, what do you want to study while here? I said, oh, I forgot. That whole aspect of college wasn't even a thought about it. I'm just here for football. Like, so I'm just looking at the,
Yeah.
oh, that's talking about this huge list of majors. I'm like, my eyes just locked on communication. I said, I'll go with that one. I said, I'll choose that one. Uh,
Mhm.
Perfect for me. It played out. Uh,
Yeah.
but it's just like that. That's just more context of like just where my mental was back then.
Yeah.
Like,
And you are not the only person in the world that's probably felt that way. Even if I work with kids a lot, and even those that aren't in sports, with that aspect, they get to college and they just choose what, looks like it's going to make the most money and have no concept as to is it going to be something that you are good at or that you love that you'll be able to do for the next 40 years, if you will. But
like,
so let's talk about as we kind of wrap up here. Whenever you work with people that are trying to publish, are you guiding them all along the way in the process? Is it more self-publishing kind of aspect, or do you guide them also through the hybrid or the traditional kind of publishing?
it really just I always self-publish. That's how I've done it thus far. That's where I've had success. So
Hmm.
I always encourage people to self-publish. You can take the traditional route. I just feel like that route is just outdated.
Very hard. It's very hard too.
It's challenging, and you got to spend a lot of money just to do it. Like I saw that, I said,
Hmm.
I got to pay y'all to publish it, and then I still got to do a whole lot of the work. Like, nah, that don't even make sense to me. I might as well just keep that bread in my pocket. And, you know what I'm saying? That's the launch and marketing the book. So yeah, I always encourage people to self-publish. I mean, it just depends on where they at in the process. Like some people, I wrote the book, you know what I'm saying? It's edited, boom, I got it. Now, what do I do with it? How do I publish it? Like, they don't even they have no idea how to go about self-publishing. So I can walk you through that process. Or you might just have the concept or idea in your head, and you just need to get it on paper, start getting that out on paper. So I work with you in wherever you may be at. And I'm hands-on with you all the way until we get to the victory lap of hitting the public, and you know what I'm saying, waiting for it to release, or if you select a date for it to be released on. And then of course market it on the back end, because that's
the big part. Yeah, that's the big part.
You did everything. And okay, finally got it done. Yes. Hey man, the work just starting. Because now you got to keep
I know.
Here, 14 Days of Beijing dropped in 2020. Here it is 2025, and I'm still talking about 14 Days of Beijing. Still putting it out there in people's face. And honestly, with all the other books I published, 14 Days of Beijing is the only book folks really be wanting to talk about.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? So,
but you did, yeah, and you got 4 books out there, so definitely,
it'll be the
you
top
know.
discussion always. I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah, your recent one was when? When did you get that published?
I published The Power of Becoming last month. Had a successful launch with that one. We was led the top of the charts in 2 different genres while we were still on pre-order. And then we held that spot for 6 straight days. So it was another successful launch and a completely different genre as well, self-help. So The Power of Becoming, 7 Pillars of Growth and Empowerment. It's a book filled of quotes and insights centered around 7 core themes: love, discernment, success, happiness, adversity, healing, and confidence.
Yeah. We could do a whole podcast on that one. We'll have to do that. But
Oh.
I think that it's pretty cool that you just don't stop. So my question for you is, what's next for you?
Oh, me. We're gonna see what other genres we can expand in. I look at it as challenges. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I've done the drama, I've done the true crimes, the romance, and dabbling in self-help. So it's like, okay, what else? We got sci-fi, you got fantasy. So it's like that'll be a challenge for me, because all my books
fantasy.
are fiction. So to go into a completely fiction realm, that's that's sure, trying to come up with a fictional book, because you got to develop everything. I'm just telling previous books. I'm just telling you a true story. That's easy. Now I got everything. Oh yeah, that's gonna be challenging right there. That'll be dope.
Kind of exciting though too.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Especially see where I'll be able to take it. It could be anything. So, that'll be fun. That'll be dope. Continue to coach people through the writing publishing process. I'm in the process of. I already created the ebook, but I'm just fine-tuning it, expanding it more. It's a small little, quick little ebook for an aspiring author, guiding them. Just 6 steps.
And you have a course too, right? Is that what the ebook is based on?
Yeah, I'm developing the course and stuff right now. So it's going to be a 14-day course or a 14-week course. 14-day course is pretty much it'll guide you and you'll be able to do it on your own. Now the 14-week course, you want a little bit more hands-on with me.
Yeah.
I have that option available too.
Awesome. Well, guys, if you have been enjoying this conversation and want to know more about what Chancellor can do for you, if you got that book in you, then definitely you want to check out the slide that I'm going to share. If you're just listening, you can always go to my YouTube channel, Vicki Noethling. So please subscribe if you haven't already, as well as go to the findyourleadershipconfidence.com website. Check out the show notes. You'll find everything there. So for those that are just listening, the website is Corley Publications LLC. That's KORLEH Publications LLC. You can find him on LinkedIn by searching his name, Chancellor Jackson. So it's Chancellor-Jackson 29. And on Facebook, he's Corley J. So KORLEHJ. Instagram, same. TikTok is at CorleyJ14 for 14 days. Yeah. And YouTube is at 10 Corley J. I don't know. That's probably another reason podcast for why it's 10, but at 10 Corley, no J on that one. And I'm going to turn it over to Chancellor, and he will talk to you about some of things that he has out on those various resources, his website and the social media, and where he spends the most time on social media.
Fact. So this right here is a great one-stop shop. I'm active on all my accounts, social media accounts, mainly Instagram and TikTok. The content that I post, I'm big on quotes. I always love quotes. I always been a fan of them. So multiple days after week, I post some type of motivation or inspiration or just a quote full of wisdom. So that's the content that I post. So if you can follow me for you want daily inspiration, hey, I'm the guy for that too. My website, Corley Publications LLC, that's where you'll be able to find my books available for purchase, as well as my services. So you can visit that and just learn more about what I got going on, other people I've worked with. You can visit that and learn all you need. All my books are available on Amazon as well. YouTube, same thing, just content that I post on my other platforms. So yeah, man, LinkedIn, I post the same content on there as well. But still,
Excellent.
Great to network. I'm down to networking on with anybody on LinkedIn. Your
Good.
net worth. So
Excellent. Well, Chancellor, thanks so much for being a great guest. You and I need to get together here in Atlanta and see how else we can work together. And definitely enjoyed revisiting with you again in 2025.
I appreciate you having me back on. Everybody that tuned in for the whole episode, big shout out to you, man. You're a real one. Appreciate y'all.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to stop this. So as always, I remind everyone that life is a journey and it's up to you to enjoy the ride. This is Vicki Noethling signing off.
Thank you for tuning into the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast with Vicki Noethling, where we share impactful lessons that help you grow as an individual, grow your confidence, and find the positive and good within you so you powerfully and authentically become the best version of yourself. Remember to visit our website at www.findyourleadershipconfidence.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Find Your Leadership Confidence podcast.